Hello there, and welcome to our quiet space. Find a comfortable position, let your body settle, and allow your mind to drift. Tonight, we're journeying back in time on a soft cloud of curiosity to uncover the sweet and surprising story of chocolate. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let the tale begin. Imagine a time long, long ago in the heart of Central America where the cacao tree grew wild. To the ancient civilizations like the Mayans and the Aztecs, this wasn't just a plant. It was a gift from the gods, and its seeds, the cacao beans, were more precious than gold. Picture a bustling marketplace, not filled with the jingle of coins, but with the soft rustle of cacao beans. These little brown beans were the currency of the land. A single turkey could be traded for 100 beans, a strong canoe for 1,000. They were a symbol of wealth, of power, of prosperity. The rich stored them in vast quantities, counting their fortune not in metal, but in mounds of fragrant cacao. It was a world where money truly did grow on trees. As you breathe in and out, imagine holding one of these precious beans, feeling its smooth texture, a tiny piece of ancient treasure. But these beans were not just for trading. They were also the heart of a special ceremonial drink. Forget the sweet, creamy hot chocolate we know today. This was a different experience entirely. The beans were roasted, ground into a paste, and mixed with water, spices, and often chili peppers. The result was a frothy, bitter, and powerful beverage called ChocolateHistory, which means bitter water. This drink was reserved for royalty, for warriors, for priests. It was sipped during sacred rituals and important ceremonies. They believed it gave them strength, wisdom, and a connection to the divine. It was a drink of the gods, a source of energy and vitality. It was respected, revered, and an integral part of their culture. Imagine the earthy, spicy aroma filling the air, a scent both powerful and profound. Let your mind drift across the vast ocean, following the first explorers who sailed from Europe to the New World. When they first encountered this bitter drink, they weren't quite sure what to make of it, but they recognized the value of the cacao beans and brought them back across the sea as a curiosity. In the lavish courts of Spain, a transformation began. The bitter was too intense for the European palate, so they started to experiment. They removed the chili and added sugar, cinnamon, and vanilla. Slowly, carefully, the bitter, spicy drink of the Aztecs evolved. It became a warm, sweet, luxurious beverage enjoyed by the Spanish aristocracy. It was still a secret, a treasure kept within the noble houses, a symbol of immense wealth and status. The secret of chocolate was guarded closely for nearly a century. But a secret so delicious couldn't be kept forever. It gradually spread from Spain to France, then to Italy, and across the rest of Europe. Chocolate houses began to pop up in major cities, becoming fashionable meeting places for the wealthy elite. Here, they would sip this exotic new drink, discuss politics, and engage in high society gossip. Chocolate was the ultimate status symbol, a sweet indulgence that set the upper class apart. As the demand grew, technology evolved to meet it. The Industrial Revolution brought about incredible inventions. The cocoa press, created in the early 19th century, made it possible to separate cocoa butter from the cocoa mass. This was a game changer. It led to the creation of the first solid chocolate bar. Can you imagine the wonder? Chocolate was no longer just a drink. It was something you could hold, snap, and savor. Then came another milestone, the invention of milk chocolate in Switzerland. By adding condensed milk to the mixture, chocolatiers created a smoother, creamier, and milder taste that appealed to an even wider audience. This was the chocolate we are most familiar with today, the sweet, comforting treat that brings joy to so many. From a sacred bitter brew to a beloved global confection, chocolate's journey was truly remarkable. This incredible plant was wrapped in legends and myths. The Aztecs believed the cacao tree was a gift from their god Quetzalcoatl, who brought it down from paradise. They saw it as a bridge between earth and heaven. The Mayans even had a cacao god, an ancient deity they worshipped to ensure a good harvest. These stories show just how deeply chocolate was woven into the spiritual fabric of their world. It wasn't just food, it was a divine substance, imbued with magical properties, a source of life and connection to the cosmos. As you drift deeper now, let these stories swirl gently in your mind. Think of the ancient markets, the royal courts, the quiet chocolate houses, and the inventive factories. Each step in chocolate's journey added a new layer to its story, a new note to its flavor. From a bean that was once money, to a drink that was once sacred, to the sweet delight that now rests in kitchens around the world. It's a story of transformation, of travel, and of taste. A story of how something small and bitter from the rainforest could conquer the world and sweeten our lives. Let the gentle rhythm of your breathing guide you now into a peaceful sleep. Allow your thoughts to dissolve like sugar in warm milk. Feel your body become heavy, relaxed, and completely at ease. The story is over, and now it is time to rest. Drift into a world of sweet, peaceful dreams. Dream of ancient wonders, of sweet discoveries, and of simple joys. Thank you for joining me on this sleepy journey tonight. I hope it has brought you comfort and calm. If you enjoyed our time together, please consider following for more peaceful stories. Until next time, sleep well and sweet dreams. Hello and welcome. Find a comfortable spot, let your body settle, and allow your mind to drift with me on a journey through time. Tonight, we're not just talking about a sweet treat. We're uncovering the rich, fascinating history of chocolate. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let's travel back to the ancient civilizations of Central America. Imagine a world where money grew on trees. For the Maya and Aztec peoples, this wasn't a fantasy. The precious cacao bean, the very heart of chocolate, was their currency. Picture bustling marketplaces, not with the jingle of coins, but with the soft rustle of cacao beans being counted and traded. A single bean could buy a tomato, while 100 could purchase a strong rabbit for a family feast. These beans were more than just money. They were symbols of wealth, power, and prestige. Lords and warriors would drink their chocolate, a sign of their high status, while the beans themselves were carefully guarded in treasure chests. As you settle deeper into comfort, imagine holding one of these precious beans, feeling its smooth texture, a tiny seed holding immense value. Now, let's explore the taste. The chocolate of the ancients was nothing like the sweet bars we know today. It was a potent, bitter, and often spicy beverage reserved for ceremonies, rituals, and the elite. The beans were roasted, ground into a paste, and mixed with water, chili peppers, cornmeal, and other spices. This frothy, invigorating drink was called ChocolateHistory, meaning bitter water. It was believed to be a gift from the gods, a source of wisdom, energy, and divine connection. As you breathe in and out, imagine the sharp, earthy aroma of this ancient brew, a drink that fueled warriors and inspired kings. It was a sacred elixir, a bridge between the mortal world and the spiritual realm. Our story now crosses the vast Atlantic Ocean. In the 16th century, Spanish explorers arrived in the Americas and were introduced to this strange, powerful drink. At first, they were wary of its bitterness, but soon they discovered its potential. They brought cacao beans back to Spain, and this is where chocolate's great transformation began. The Spanish aristocracy, seeking to tame its bitterness, began adding sugar and honey. They kept this new, sweetened recipe a closely guarded secret for nearly a century. Imagine the whispered secrets in royal courts. The first sweet sips of hot chocolate enjoyed by candlelight, a luxurious indulgence hidden from the rest of the world. This was the birth of chocolate as a dessert, a sweet delight that would eventually conquer the continent. From the secretive courts of Spain, the love for chocolate slowly seeped into the rest of Europe. It became the fashionable drink in the grand coffee houses of London, Paris, and Amsterdam. Chocolate houses were bustling centers of social and intellectual life, where philosophers, artists, and merchants would gather to discuss ideas over steaming cups of this exotic new beverage. The process was still laborious and expensive, making chocolate a luxury for the wealthy. But the demand was growing, and plantations were established across the globe to cultivate the precious cacao. Chocolate was on a global journey, transforming economies and tastes wherever it went. Its path woven into the very fabric of world history. With such a powerful substance, it's no surprise that legends and myths grew around it. The Aztecs believed that the cacao tree was a gift from Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god of wisdom, who stole it from paradise to give to humans. Drinking chocolate was thought to bestow some of his divine knowledge and power. It was used in sacred rituals, from births to funerals, connecting every stage of life to its divine origin. These stories weren't just tales. They were a way of understanding chocolate's profound effect on the mind and body. It was seen as an aphrodisiac, a source of strength, and a cure for ailments. As you rest, let these ancient beliefs wash over you. The idea of a food so special, it was considered a bridge to the divine. The Industrial Revolution in the 19th century changed everything once more. New inventions made it possible to process cacao beans on a massive scale. A Dutch chemist learned how to separate cocoa butter from the bean, leading to the creation of powdered cocoa and, most importantly, the first solid chocolate bar. Suddenly, chocolate was no longer just a drink for the rich. It could be mass-produced, made affordable, and enjoyed by everyone. Think of the magic of that first bite of a solid chocolate bar. Completely new experience. This innovation democratized chocolate, transforming it from an elite luxury into the universally beloved comfort food we know and cherish today. And so, our journey through the story of chocolate comes to a gentle close. We've traveled from ancient markets where beans were currency, to royal courts where secrets were sweetened, and finally, to the modern world where chocolate is a simple, everyday pleasure. It's a story of transformation, of a bitter seed that blossomed into a global symbol of sweetness and comfort. As you drift now, let this story melt away, just like a piece of chocolate on your tongue. Feel the warmth, the comfort, the simple joy it represents. The journey is over, and now there is only stillness. There is only peace. Let your mind be quiet and allow the sweet, dream-filled sleep you deserve to envelop you completely. Good night. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed our time together, please consider subscribing for more peaceful stories. Sleep well.